In this session, we're going to look at including a PHP footer. What we'd like to do is build our pages from modules. So rather than having all the elements on one page, if we build little modules, we can include them on all pages. So if we create a footer page, then if the footer decides to change, we make one change and that will populate throughout our website. Now there is a difference between include and require. So we're going to be using the include statement. And the main reason for using include, it will emit a warning if the file cannot be found. Whereas if you use require, it'll emit a fatal error. Well, we're not going to be worrying about capturing these errors at the moment. We're going to be using them, and you need to be aware of them as you go through your learning and developing of PHP pages. So the first thing we need to do is actually include the PHP page. While we haven't created this yet, we're going to include it. So I'm going to just put a bit of a space in, and we're going to open up our PHP tag, and we're going to start with include. So this will bring another file in. So it will actually go looking for this file on our server. So at the moment, we're just going to call it footer.php. It's living in the same directory at the moment as index.php. There's no pathing being done. We'll talk about pathing another time and the importance of putting files in the correct places to ensure that you have security. You know, once you finish every PHP command, we need to put a semicolon and then we can actually close our tag. So when we start index.php, it's actually going to go looking for this footer. It's going to start by putting this information up the top first and then start looking here. So we need to create this file, so let's do that. It's going to be called footer.php. Now remember, when you're naming your files, all PHP files must have a PHP extension. You can see that they're living in the same folder together at the moment. So let's go and create a footer tag. So we're going to start by creating a paragraph tag, and then we're going to give it a class. I'm going to leave the class blank at the moment because we can stylize this another time. And then you can put something like the copyright. And then you can add the copyright symbol. So rather than using the bracket, C bracket type thing, you can actually add the symbol by going end copy. So that will add the copyright symbol to our tag. Then we're going to put a website. Then we can put a date in. And then you can have designed. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a hyperlink in here. So I'm going to open up an ARF tag. And I'm going to point them to a website. Then I can place the text in. We can also add some validation to this page as well. We can actually have some checkers if they want to check the authenticity and the quality of the code. So we can go another link. And we're validating the CSS. And we can include an ampersand with end amp. And we can place another link in for the validation of the HTML5. And then we can close the paragraph tag. Now once we've done that, I'm just going to remove these other tags that have popped in with Atom Beautify. And we're just going to save that now. So our index.php file is going to include the footer file. So we need to open up index.php with our browser, and then from there it should open our footer. So let's have a look at our footer working. You can see I've got my IP address and then the file on the server, and it's been executed. You can see copyright with the copyright symbol, web address, date, designed by, a hyperlink, valid, CSS and HTML. So when you click on the CSS, it will take you to the CSS validation service, or if you click on the HTML, it will take you to the HTML validation service. We can control the look of this by using some CSS at another time. So now let's open up our index.html. So it's given us the title, but it hasn't given us the footer underneath. So let's go have a look at our code. I'm just going to remove the space here, and you notice it's now gone blue. I'm just going to save that and now refresh the page. And you can now see that the footer's appeared in our page. I hope you found this tutorial useful while we were looking at the include statement. If you did, then give it a like. Also subscribe to my channel. Have a look around my YouTube channel for other useful PHP tutorials.